Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and this is a special edition of the Gridiron Report. It's what I'm looking for when Texas Tech hosts Baylor. That game is scheduled for kickoff at 3 p.m. Saturday at the Jones here in Lubbock. And boy, these programs have fallen on tough times this year. You know, Baylor, of course, has had some success. I mean, they made it all the way to the Big 12 championship last year, you know, before losing to Oklahoma. Transition here with Dave Aranda, and you know, so far, and part of it, I think, is Corona. I think they've probably been affected by COVID-19 more than anybody. Missed a couple of games there, but you know, they're 1-4. Tech is 2-5. Both these teams are struggling right now mightily. Both these teams have had a lot of losses to injury and some to Corona. So you know, it's going to be, both these teams really need a win. So here are some things I'm looking for, at least on Texas Tech's end, what they need to do. First off, obviously the 2nd and 4 decision to kick a field goal there was highly questionable. And I think that leads me to my first thing I'm looking for is, are there going to be any kind of questionable decisions from the coaching staff that cost Texas Tech or hinders Texas Tech's chance to win the game? Because that's been a common theme this year. I mean, you look at the Texas game, there's just been some questionable play calling too by David Yost, offensive coordinator. Obviously, Matt Wells, the head coach, made some really weird decisions. The sky kick, the 2nd and 4 field goal kick, and then now it's being reported. I can't confirm this, but this doesn't surprise me. But it's being reported that Texas Tech is looking to rotate quarterbacks, Henry Columbia and Alan Bowman this week, which I never liked that idea to rotate quarterbacks, but I certainly don't like it in this case this week. I don't really understand that, but so there's first chance for questionable decision from the coaching staff there, but we'll see how that works out. Then another thing I'm looking for is special teams. You know, special teams has been a disaster this season. I mean, just a disaster. And I really was expecting it to be a strength of the team. I thought it was going to be an advantage every game. I mean, you return, you know, borderline All-American punter, borderline All-American kicker, you know, in McNamara and Wolf, respectively. And, I mean, they've been, like I said, been a disaster. McNamara's had 4 punts blocked, including 2 last week against TCU. I mean, that will get you beat. That's not good. And then Trey Wolf, he's been hurt some, but bottom line is, you know, if you look at the missed field goals, missed extra points, blocked kicks, the sky kick that was a poor decision, but also wasn't executed well either. He struggled, but it's not just them. The return game has generated almost no juice. They've got nothing from the return game for yet another year. It seems like it's been forever since Tech had dangerous return guys, and they used to really have some guys. You know, whether it be Welker and Amendola, even like a Daniel Charbonnet was a good returner. You know, Jakeem. Man, I'd love to have Jakeem Grant, see if he could do something. So it's been a while since Tech has had a truly dangerous return man, and that's disappointing. But then even the coverage teams, when they actually do get a punt off or they don't kick the ball out of bounds, and kickoffs have not been great. You know, against TCU they really struggled. TCU has a really good return game, but still, it just has not been good. We'd like to see Texas Tech get that straightened out. And play at least without making some huge blunder on special teams. And then the third thing I want to see is when you have a losing season, when you have some questionable decisions from the coaches, and that 2nd and 4 decision to kick was one of those that, I mean, the bottom line is a lot of the players were really angry about it, just like the fans. They didn't understand that. It was difficult to stomach for a lot of players. So. But so far, this team, say what you want, but they've played really hard for this staff. You know, I haven't seen any amount of give up. It'll be interesting to see if there's any give up after that. I don't anticipate it, but I'm going to be looking for it. So those are 3 things I'm looking for. And I know some might say, hey, you know, what about Baylor? There's some things to focus with Baylor. Charlie Brewer, quarterback, you know, he can run as well. Now he's not as fast as Duggan was for TCU, but for me right now, I'm focused on what's coming from Texas Tech, what they're able to do, because there's been so many mistakes, so many hindrances keeping from the Red Raiders from having success. That's really where my focus is, more so than the opponent. And most weeks it would be like, okay, how to counteract weaknesses or handle strengths from the opponent, but no. Two bad teams. I want to see if Texas Tech has improved, if they're still playing hard for their coach, if they're not making these blunders on special teams, and just with the decisions from the coaching staff. So that's what I'm looking for this week. Texas Tech hosts Baylor, 3 p.m. Central Time at the Jones. Thank you for watching, and until next time.